The film begins with sketches of a young man named Christopher Robin working through the Hundred Acre Wood when he comes across a group of unusual adolescent creatures who appear to be half human. Despite their menacing appearances, the naive young Christopher ignores the dangers and befriends them all. They introduce themselves as Eeyore, Owl, Rabbit, Piglet, and most importantly, Winnie the Pooh. Young Christopher begins bringing them food, and with each passing day, their bond grows stronger. The creatures even start acting more human like, depending entirely on Christopher to feed them. But when Christopher grows up, he leaves for college to become a doctor. Without him around to guide or feed them, and with winter arriving, the creatures fall into extreme starvation. To survive, they consume one of their own, Io. This traumatizes the crew, filling them with hatred toward humanity, especially Christopher for abandoning them. They vow to abandon their humanity, return to their feral instincts, and live in silence. 5 years later, Christopher returns to the Hundred Acre Wood with his fiancée, Mary. As they walk deeper into the forest, Christopher asks if she believes in stories of talking animal friends. Mary gives him a sympathetic look but admits she doesn't. She believes his animal friends were only a childhood imagination. The couple comes across the creature's place, now desolate and eerie. Mary, terrified, insists they leave, but Chris reassures her that his friends won't harm them. While exploring, Mary notices a skull, and Christopher sees Ira's grave. They then find his old house, still filled with ruined drawings of his childhood days. Suddenly, they hear a noise. The two hide, waiting until night falls. Later, they spot a creature snoring on a bed and attempt to flee. But Piglet ambushes them, wrapping a chain around Mary's neck and killing her instantly. Horrified, Christopher runs for safety but soon comes face to face with Pooh. He desperately reminds him of their childhood bond, but when Piglet appears, Christopher realizes his old friends are no longer the same. Like many others before him, he vanishes into the woods. News of mysterious disappearances soon spreads, and reporters warn everyone to stay away from the Hundred Acre Wood. Later, we meet Maria, a young woman advised by her therapist to disconnect from the busy world. Taking this advice, she and her friends plan a retreat, unknowingly choosing a cabin inside the cursed woods. The girls are impressed by the grand cottage and its pool. Jessica collects everyone's phones to avoid distractions while they gossip about Tina, a friend who's always late. Meanwhile, Tina stops near the Hundred Acre Woods sign, calling her friends for directions. Getting no reply, she ventures inside. Suddenly, Winnie the Pooh emerges. Terrified, Tina flees into an abandoned garage just when she thinks it's safe. Pooh grabs her and smashes her head repeatedly against a wood chipper, gruesomely mutilating her body. Back at the villa, Maria shares the trauma of a past stalker, and her friends comfort her. Meanwhile, in his lair, Pooh has Christopher tied to the ceiling. Remembering their childhood, Pooh recalls Christopher's promise never to leave him. But his sadness turns to rage. He lashes Christopher's back with a whip and cruelly shows him Mary's skull, causing Christopher to scream in anguish. That evening, Lara sneaks her phone back and relaxes in the jacuzzi. While taking selfies, she notices a shadowy figure in the background. Thinking it's a prank, she brushes it off, but moments later, Pooh and Piglet ambush her. Pooh crushes Lara's head with a car, killing her. Her friends rush outside at the sound of her screams and discover her corpse alongside a bloody warning message. Moments later, Pooh encircles the cottage, cuts the power, and stalks the terrified crew. Splitting into pairs, Zoe and Alice try to secure the pool area, but Piglet attacks. Zoe sacrifices herself, distracting Piglet long enough for Alice to survive, though she faints from the trauma. Jessica and Maria later discover Zoe's body floating lifeless in the pool. Worse, they watch as Pooh and Piglet drag Alice away. Determined, the two follow them to the lair where Alice is tied up. They attempt a rescue but stumble upon Christopher hanging unconscious from a hook. After freeing him, they hear cries for help from another victim, a horribly scarred woman who reveals that Pooh and Piglet can speak. though they prefer silence while killing. The woman insists on revenge, but when she confronts Piglet, her gun fails. Pooh induces her in honey, allowing Piglet to devour her face alive. Alice manages to fight back briefly, capturing Piglet, but soon falls to Pooh's machete. Jessica and Maria flee into the forest, where they encounter a group of armed hillbillies. At first skeptical, the men try to hunt Pooh themselves, but quickly realize their mistake as the beast slaughters them with ease. Maria rams Pooh with a car, but he retaliates by dragging Jessica out and decapitating her in front of Maria. As Maria fights desperately, Christopher suddenly appears, ramming Pooh with another vehicle. He saves Maria, but when Pooh revives, Christopher begs him to spare her. He promises to stay in the woods forever if Pooh lets her live. For a moment, Pooh hesitates, then finally speaks, breaking his vow of silence and slashes Maria's throat. Christopher collapses, devastated, as Pooh repeatedly stabs her corpse. The film ends with Christopher running into the woods, traumatized as the murderous Pooh looms, ensuring the terror is far from over. And that's where this chilling nightmare ends. Christopher's childhood friend has turned into an unstoppable monster, and the Hundred Acre Wood is no longer a place of warmth and laughter, but a hunting ground for blood and terror. What did you think of this twisted reimagining of Winnie the Pooh? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to CineSnap, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another dark story breakdown. Until next time, stay safe and stay out of the woods.